So the Champions League groups have been decided, and I think all the British clubs can be reasonably satisfied, except Spurs, whose world was surely ended within 10 minutes. But anyway, let's take a look at a combined 11 of the best players to have won the Champions League in its current format. I'll try and fit in Jose Bosingua, but no promises. Iker Casillas. Many world-class goalkeepers have lifted the Champions League, but how can you exclude Iker Casillas? A man who won his first of 3 when he was just 19 years old. It's crazy to think the Spaniard spent 16 seasons at the Bernabeu, playing over 700 games, and yet Real Madrid won La Liga just 5 times. At his best, Casillas was arguably the finest shot stopper in world football, and is one of the most impressive CVs for club and country you're ever likely to see. But don't be expecting him to add a 4th Champions League anytime soon. Cafu might have been part of the star-studded AC Milan side, which chucked away a 3-goal lead over Liverpool inside 6 disastrous minutes, but don't worry, he still makes this list. The World Cup winner would have to wait 2 years to exact revenge on the Reds, setting up a meeting with them in the Ataturk Stadium. With 142 caps for his country, the experienced right-back was not going to let Jermaine Pennant win this one, helping the club to a 2-1 win. Carlos Puyol. Cut Carlos Puyol open and he bleeds the colours of Catalonia. He might look like he's never visited a barber in his life, but the man was actually one of the finest defenders in world football during his prime, even if he sometimes went through opponents like a broken lawnmower. Part of a supremely dominant Barcelona side, which effectively ruled Spain for 10 years, he captained the club to European success in 2006, 2009 and 2011, all over English opponents in Arsenal and then Manchester United twice. Sergio Ramos. Despite playing for each other's most hated rivals, where red cards were more commonplace than Ronaldo seeking out his own reflection, Sergio Ramos and Puyol actually enjoyed a decent relationship. Winning every international tournament in sight together probably helped matters. Anyway, Ramos may well receive more reds in a year than he does birthday cards, but there is no doubting the man's class, or the fact that he's helped his club to 3 Champions Leagues, scoring in 2 of them. Paolo Maldini, another member of that Milanista side, who are probably the only team to ever still have nightmares about Vladimir Smicer. Paolo Maldini was without a doubt one of the greatest defenders of all time. With 126 caps, he captained Italy for 8 years and made over 900 appearances for AC Milan during his one-club career. So naturally, he was around for 5 European Cup successes, his last one coming at the age of 38. Roy Keane. It took Roy Keane years to fully accept that he'd actually won the Champions League. What gave it away, the medal in his bedside locker or the dozens of David May-inspired photographs? The Irishman was suspended for Man United's thrilling last-gasp win over Bayern Munich in 1999, and unlike a certain Chelsea captain, remained firmly suited as he took to the field to reservedly celebrate it full time. One of the finest competitors world football has ever seen, he's the steel this team needs. Just make sure the manager is not Mick McCarthy. Zinedine Zidane. It was a tough choice leaving out Jonathan Greening, but I just feel Zinedine Zidane might have a bit more mobility. Let's be honest, the Frenchman has Champions Leagues coming out of his ears. He's torn up the script completely. In his first season as a managerial novice, he guided Real Madrid to their 11th European Cup. The following season, in a competition nobody had ever successfully retained in its current format, he did so with ease, trouncing Juventus 4-1 in the final. Not even Madrid can sack him after that. The former World Cup and Ballon d'Or winner didn't do too badly during his playing days either, hammering home an extraordinary winner against Bayer Leverkusen during the 2002 final as the club won its 9th. Seems a bit odd that he'd have been retired 8 years by the time they got their hands on the next one. Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo was always going to make this team, of course. He's only won the tournament 4 times, scoring 4 goals, including a vomit-inducing penalty across the finals. The 4-time Ballon d'Or winner began his assault on the European Cup when he lifted the trophy with Man United in 2008. I hope he sent John Terry a thank you note, or we'd have been discussing his penalty miss for the next 5 years. 2 wins over Atletico Madrid, including one where he made sure every man and his dog had his perfectly chiseled abs rammed down their throat, before starring as they pulled Juventus apart in June. Kaká. Remember when the Ballon d'Or was actually an award that was shared around equally between players, before Ronaldo and Messi came of age to pass it back and forth like a game of hot potato? Some of you legitimately might not, it was that long ago, but Kaká was the last man to win the award that did not have Cristiano or Lionel in his name, and with good cause. He was the catalyst behind AC Milan's surge to the Champions League during the 06-07 season, tearing the likes of Man United apart in the semi-final, including a moment where he promptly let Everett Heinze know where the nearest hot dog stand was before firing under Edwin van der Sar. Ronaldinho. I don't know what Ronaldinho always found so funny. Probably the amount of defenders whose careers he was ruining on a weekly basis. It's a shame the Brazilian superstar ended up back in Brazil with a beer belly at the age of 31, with the likes of Blackburn Rovers, Man City, when they had Wayne Bridge, and Basingstoke Town all attempting to entice him to the northwest of England. In his pomp, the Brazilian was an incredible player, as evidenced by that Ballon d'Or he won in 2005. He helped steer Barcelona to Champions League glory over Arsenal in 2006, although a fuming Thierry Henry, with bitterness drooling out of his mouth, immediately claimed in a post-match interview that the Brazilian star had been invisible, and that his future employers had spent the entire game cheating. Yeah, Cheating is a terrible thing in football. Poor Thierry. Lionel Messi. At the top of this team, playing the lone striker role, Lionel Messi. There's many a centre forward that will feel hard done by to have missed out on this team. Luckily, I don't think any of them are subscribed, but you can't dislodge the Argentine. Arguably the greatest player to have ever breathed in the direction of a football, the Barcelona superstar has won the competition on 4 occasions, with a particularly memorable moment coming in the 2009 final, when all 5'7" of him leapt like a salmon to guide a perfectly placed header past Edwin van der Sar.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.